Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Today we're going to quickly speedrun some new leaks and news regarding the Child's Play chapter 30 for Dead by Daylight. We're also going to have a discussion for upcoming licenses based on this IP that just came into the game. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Dead by Daylight actually just released this roadmap for November, and it kind of revealed some upcoming dates for things. It looks like that DLC livestream for Chucky, as well as just the live release of the Child's Play chapter, is going to be November 28th. We also have a collaboration with Dead by Daylight and Rainbow Six Siege that's going to be coming out on November 28th as well. According to Dweet, he's actually really well networked with DBD Leaks, said that the Rainbow Six Siege collaboration seems to only be a skin for Renato in the game. There's other cosmetics in the files, Jeff, Wraith, etc., though they're not a part of this collaboration. This is something that was confirmed by a DBD Leaks data miner via a new file that was added for this PTB. The name override is Terraria, which translates to shark. So it seems come that Rainbow Six Siege collaboration with Dead by Daylight, this character right here is going to be a legendary skin on Renato. And today, Dweet actually tweeted out about the Rainbow Six Siege collection. I assume that this is information that was data mined from the PTB files. He mentioned the Renato legendary skin as well as very rare skins on Adam and Felix. Renato is going to be transformed into a new character from the Rainbow Six Siege franchise, and the others will probably just get cosplays of the other operators. There was also a lot of miscellaneous news that I saw on Twitter as well that came out with this PTB. According to Springy, also part of the DBD Leaks community, there's no new animations for using the Nemesis syringe on others. There's a brand new animation if you use the syringe on yourself with the Nemesis syringe. DBD News, a really reliable source, said that the Auto Haven Wreckers and Yamoka Estate realms will follow the Macmillan Estate and receive new map variants. DBD News also revealed information about the Winter Event 2023. The event will start on December 14th and ends on January 4th. It will be similar to the last Halloween event where you have to unlock rewards in-game to unlock the milestone rewards. Another miscellaneous piece of news, someone tweeted at Behavior and said, is there going to be any news on the Slipknot and Iron Maiden collab soon? Dead by Daylight said these are planned for early next year. We'll share more closer to the release. Tiffany's going to be joining Dead by Daylight as a legendary skin on Chucky. This is something that Dead by Daylight officially revealed, as well as IGN in the initial article of the Chucky announcement. To help us capture the essence of the character, we were honored that Brad Dourif, Chucky's original voice actor, reprised his iconic role and recorded new voice lines for the foul-mouthed doll. They also said in a unique twist, players can even go as far as customizing their killer with the Good Gal outfit. Inspired by Tiffany Valentine, aka the Bride of Chucky, and voiced by the legendary Jennifer Tilly, this outfit brings Chucky's other half to life like never before. People were wondering, like, well, if Charles Lee Ray is the person who picks up Chucky when Chucky is carrying and hooking survivors, will Tiffany Valentine have her spirit do the same for the legendary set? Gorgira on Twitter was looking at the in-game files and says, Charles says let's go Tiff when picking up a survivor. This unfortunately confirms that we will not be getting a Tiffany spirit. Dweet said this is incorrect. It's Tiffany speaking to herself as a reassurance or giving props after grabbing a survivor. And Killer 34B is Tiffany's voice lines. Dweet also said in any case, there's still no confirmation on whether there's a Tiffany spirit form or not. Dweet also did kind of data mine the Tiffany voice lines that were found in the in-game files. It seems like Tiffany's going to have a lot of different voice lines straight out of the movies, just like Chucky. I noticed that Chucky is almost always saying a voice line kind of to compensate for his size. If survivors aren't able to track him because of his height, they can use the audio to kind of know approximately where he is. And it looks like Tiffany's going to function approximately the same with these as the voice lines. It's kind of cool to see the quotes that she's going to be saying when she comes into the game. Dweet also said Tiffany will have different accessories or decor than Chucky does in the lobby. So the lobby is actually going to look a little bit different for Tiffany. And Miss Suster over at DBD Leaks also gave Dweet the chapter 30 cosmetics that are coming in with Chucky. These are just all of the linked sets. So obviously we have the legendary skin Tiffany Valentine on this list, but there's also a very rare skin that's actually going to be a locked set that's going to change Chucky into a different version of Chucky. And these cosmetics are going to be completely locked, so your guess is as good as mine for what that cosmetic is going to be. There's really so many different variations of Chucky from the Child's Play franchise. Let me know in the comments below which of these skins you think is going to be this very rare set. So there's going to be that very rare set, there's going to be the Tiffany legendary skin, and then there's a really cool P6 looking Chucky as well for the fully bloody Chucky cosmetic. These are really cool renders from Springy over on Twitter. Chucky looks really good with no blood and with blood. Personally, I'm a fan of the P6 Chucky myself. I think Chucky in general looks really good and that the art team did a fantastic job designing Chucky. And that kind of leads me to my next talking point of this video. Universal City Studios is the license holder that's bringing this Child's Play into Dead by Daylight. So I think that officially makes this year Dead by Daylight's biggest licensing year in history. We worked with Disney's 20th Century Studio to get Alien into the game. We also worked for Universal City Studios to bring a Child's Play chapter in. We also have Netflix that brought Stranger Things back into Dead by Daylight. These are the three biggest license holders that Behavior has ever worked with, and they have negotiated contracts with these major, huge companies this year. That opens the door to a lot of possibilities for upcoming licenses in this game. Previously, Behavior has worked with New Line Cinema and Warner Bros. To bring in A Nightmare on Elm Street. There's only 3 really major movie studios that Behavior has not worked with. and this is just bringing in chapters into Dead by Daylight. Blumhouse, Paramount, and MGM. Of course, Blumhouse is producing the Dead by Daylight movie, so it seems entirely possible that we could acquire some of those IPs into Dead by Daylight, and Paramount owns the version of Scream that people want to see in Dead by Daylight. And remember, on May 26th of 2021, it was announced that Amazon had acquired MGM. That means in 2021, the original rights to Candyman was acquired by Amazon. We also really do think that there's a version of Candyman that Universal Studios owns, because Universal Studios helped produce the reboots. But working with Universal Studios on this Child's Play chapter opens the door to a lot of different Universal properties. Like the classic Universal monsters could actually potentially be a chapter now, since we're working with these license holders on a Chucky chapter. That would be really interesting if Behavior brought in a chapter solely dedicated to the Universal monsters into Dead by Daylight. We could have Dracula as the base kit skin and a lot of really cool legendary skins that are all Universal classic monsters. Dracula could possibly come in with a fairly generic attack power that sort of applies to all of the Universal monsters. And then they could bring in some iconic legendary skins like Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Invisible Man, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. I think it'd be really cool if they did this and just solely devoted a chapter to the Universal horror monsters. And that's really not too dissimilar from what Behavior's done with Cheryl Mason in Dead by Daylight. We have so many legendary skins that they kind of just tossed onto Cheryl, and I wonder if they could do the same with Universal monsters. A collaboration like this seems entirely possible if Behavior would want to take this game that direction. And a part of me wonders if that's the reason that Jurassic Park was on the survey, if they had this deal with Chucky lined up and they kind of knew that they could get that license if they wanted it in Dead by Daylight. Because the Jurassic franchise is a Universal property. Apart from the fact that Chucky was licensed through Universal, it seems like even more IPs are possible in this game than just the Universal properties. Because Chucky wasn't on that satisfaction survey, so all of the licenses that we looked at and said that's a bummer that these were not on the satisfaction survey, they could potentially be in the works as a secret, just as Chucky was. Chucky did not show up on the last two surveys, and same with all of these licenses right here, and there's some pretty big names in there. It seems like things are ever changing behind the scenes at Behavior, and they're constantly making decisions of which properties they want to bring into the game. And in addition to these properties, Matthew Cote in an interview with IGN revealed that it'd be kind of interesting to take a look at some newer horror properties as well.
The list keeps growing also because there are, it's been almost 10 years now that the game is up, so there have been some really interesting new properties that have been created in that time frame that can be brought into.
People are also wondering if there's going to be like a Ghostbuster collab with Dead by Daylight, because Dead by Daylight posted this announcement of the Chucky chapter yesterday, and the Ghostbusters Twitter responded and said from the fog to the fire, and there's a picture of a skin in their game that looks a lot like Dwight. And Dead by Daylight actually responded and said, "Someone get a hold of Dwight, we've got questions." We're seeing all sorts of collaborations out of left field from Behavior right now. The Rainbow Six Siege collaboration is kind of out of left field to me. We had that collaboration with PUBG before as well. It makes you wonder if we'd ever see any version of Ghostbuster skins in Dead by Daylight. DBD News just released Chapter 30 cosmetics, and these are the cosmetics that are going to be released on November 28th. There's also some more skins coming in on January 4th and January 9th. Nobody really knows what these skins are going to be about. They're probably going to be like some sort of winter or Christmas cosmetic though. And the fact that Dweet said here that the very rare skins are going to be Rainbow Six Siege operator cosplays, it makes me wonder if there's going to be Ghostbuster cosplays for some of the original characters in Dead by Daylight. A lot of the skins listed by DBD News here are very rare. And if very rare skins are skins that can get cosplays, I wonder if Ghostbuster skins would ever come into the game. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. That does it for this video. Goodbye.